So I think this is a great opportunity to move over to the next topic, and it's a really hot topic in the optimization world, which is the mitochondria. What is it and how it relates to one of the biggest and most important health issues we are facing today? Mind you, 3 out of 4 Americans are now overweight and obese. Not big bone, not chunky, but obese. And 1 in 2 Americans are now pre-diabetic.
And if I may, Doc, you assist me on this because we practice this for you because it's a really complicated process. But it's basically the process of how your body converts physical matter food into energy. And it's an electric transaction, right? So pretty much the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the
battery
cell.
packs.
The battery packs. They're responsible
packs.
for producing all of the energy and all of the cellular respiration in our cells, right? So we are a makeup of trillions upon trillions of cells. So therefore, the standard of our health is the standard of the health of our cells, yes? So your body converts food, carbs, fats, and proteins into energy. The way that it does that, the mitochondria take it, break it down into small little particles, and then the last combustion part, which is called the Krebs cycle, is where your body goes from matter to electric energy. And it uses electrons, right, in order to do that conversion. So electrons are very sensitive and react to electricity or other electromagnetic forces. So if those electrons are slowed down or interfered or altered in any way, then I always imagine it's sort of like a mechanical failure in an assembly line, where if you have one piece that misses, the whole factory, goes into haywire. So is that kind of like how you see it?
That is beautiful. Again, every medical student, every biochemistry student hates the Krebs cycle.
Right.
It is one of the most complicated things. Yeah. I knew it really well in med school. Don't ask me about it. It is so complex. But this is exactly what you said.
Right.
How do you go from organic matter into energy? Right. And it is an electron-based process. Yeah. And then now that made me understand why electromagnetic field mess with our body. Yeah. Because of the mitochondria and the electron chain. Yeah.
So on a basic electrical level, you think about why does it benefit us to ground on the earth? Why do people feel more energy? Why do they have less inflammation when we have our bare feet on the ground? Why do studies show that? And there's you have a reduction in inflammation that happens. So it's because you have this DC energy, and the mitochondria is a battery that runs on DC energy. Mm-hmm. So when you give your body more DC energy to go in a better direction and to help those electrons along that electron transport chain, it's going to make that cycle more efficient. Mm-hmm. Right. Where the contrast to that is the AC energy is alternating current. It's oscillating, and it's waving up and down. Alternating current goes in 3 different directions, forward and then also up and down, oscillating. Mm-hmm. And so that's a bunch of energy that's wasted just shaking those electrons down that chain. Right. And so, the AC energy that we're exposed to every night, all night long while we're sleeping, that's a problem. And we need to be aware that we need to upregulate the DC energy, get our bare feet back on the ground before the invention of shoes, and also get rid of the AC energy, because we need more good and less bad in our lives, essentially.
And I think there's a great video that maybe the viewers can see of us, just to convince you how electric we really are. Where we were holding hands, we were holding that conductor, and then we were just letting go, and it was breaking the energy flow.
Yeah. Yep.
This Krebs cycle is at the basis of
biology.
Everything, biology, and not just humans, everything. So it's not just metabolic disease, it's everything that our body needs. You need the mitochondria to produce ATP and be able to give you energy and to bring oxygen. So now in medicine, we're starting to realize how important mitochondria are. So when you say about energy, everybody's saying, the world is tired. Everybody's tired. So in a primary care practice, the most common complaint is, Doc, I'm tired.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you did the blood test, you do basic blood test, you try to eliminate things. But now if we go to the absolute lowest layer, what's the common denominator of energy? It's your mitochondria. Yeah. And we see what we're doing to our mitochondria. Mm-hmm. Not only are we giving it endocrine disrupting chemicals, But even worse, we're giving it endocrine mitochondria disrupting energy. So it's an MDE.
Right.
Yeah. MD.
And you know what?
Chronic fatigue syndrome, that's what diagnoses so many people with. Long COVID, that has become something where people are exhausted.
Yeah.
We need to start looking at mitochondrial health.
And you know what? I just kind of want to bring that point to the viewers. And you did a great job on our last interview with Shauna Swan, where you said, I always envision this mad scientist, right? Taking, a cluster of cells, putting them into a little petri dish, and then throwing, atrazine and, glyphosate and all this stuff and all these acids and all these like chemicals that are disrupting the cells. Now imagine that mad scientist decides to, okay, we're gonna go Frankenstein here and go electrocuted, strobe a light that's constant, flickering the lights on and off and on and off and on and putting this loud noise pollution, which will drive anybody crazy. And our cells are experiencing this on a daily basis, and we wonder why we have lack of energy, we have obesity, we're anxious and we're snappy.
And we don't know because we're all born into this electropolluted soup.
Right.
We don't know the difference.
So we don't know what it's like. And there's so many times, because I work with solutions and actually shield environments, we see people's drastic change. Like we did when we shut off the power here. It's just like boom.
Dude,
like
it
it wasn't
felt
only
it.
shutting off all the Wi-Fi, it was also shutting off all the electricity in the house. Everything just dropped. And so you had just like a cold turkey moment where you're like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like, feel like to be human.
We only know what it feels like to be a modern toxic human, not an ancestral living human.
I've got to give a lot of credit to Dr. Minkoff who introduced us, and it was funny because when he showed us the video, remember that? He showed us the video when he turned off the thing and he went, and he said, guys, I felt it. And initially I understood it from a science perspective.
Goosebumps
Yeah,
there.
but I was like, I wonder if he's just exaggerating, you never know. Then, Mike called you, we did this whole thing, and no question, when he turned off the whole breakers of the house, I felt it in my body.
Well, I think we're pretty blessed because you said our home, this is what I look for. And I'm assuming you don't find that in every home, even though you turn off the breakers, right?
Yeah.
Because we got complete silence. Yeah.
So we live in the age of smart technology. Everything is smart. Now, even when we were remodeling the kitchen, we got offered a smart fridge, a smart coffee maker, a smart everything.
Everything's
Each
smart
one
now.
of those smart appliances, that everything smart emits Bluetooth,
Signal.
wireless radiation. So now we're surrounding ourselves, and in our mind, it's progress. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But wow, what an eye opener. Each one of those can distress and completely perturb our biology.
They call it smart, but it's not wise.
Yeah.
And we haven't
I like that.
and we haven't developed technology
I like that.
with the wisdom of where we came from, of our ancestors.
Optimizing your health is only a scan away. Select the QR code that fits your profile best, and we look forward to hearing from you at the Medical Health Institute.